Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Zelda Speedruns, where tonight we bring to you another match of the Link to the Past NMG Any Percent tournament. We have, I believe it's 36th seed PTrain versus 43rd seed werawisifur. I'm joined tonight on commentary by Anders and Blue Centino. How are you two doing?
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for introducing us and setting us up.
Hi, how you
Uh,
doing today, Blue?
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. I'm excited for this matchup. It should be a good one.
I'm gonna keep it cozy on this, for me, warm, comfy Sunday night.
Are you bundled up in a blanket right now? That's what I'm picturing. Do you have cocoa?
Oh, I should.
You know, I can cover escape. Not a lot happens there if you want to just go make a quick cocoa.
I could, but it's alright. So, Blue, let's get to talking.
Yeah, that's what we're here to do, I think.
Yeah.
The runners
So,
will run and we will talk the talk.
dude, what if, like, what if you burned calories while you were speed running? But like you were if you were regular running?
I think it would just be exercise then.
Yeah, but then I have to run. Not everyone can do that well. Anyway, both our runners have started up, so I guess I need to stop memeing Blue, right?
There's
Uh,
always time to meme. But yeah, let's talk about
absolutely.
this matchup. So we have the 43 seed versus the 36 seed. They both have PBs that are 127s. So we could be in for a very close matchup tonight.
Absolutely. Not only are they both 127 runners, they both have PBs from this month.
Yeah, and for Wera, it was his first 127. He actually skipped the 128, which is a pretty huge deal. I remember he posted in some Discords, and we were very wowed by that accomplishment. That's no small feat.
Absolutely. And from what I can see, we're pretty much synced up already in this escape segment. So, Blue, what's your favorite part of our story thus far in Escape?
Oh, this game has story?
Yeah, there's totally a plot.
Oh, okay. I'm actually, I don't want to admit this in front of everyone, but I'm illiterate, so it's I just been playing the game and slashing my sword and stuff. I didn't know what was going on.
Luckily, this game doesn't really do a very good job in reality, actually, of telling you where to go next.
You know, I think it's actually better than the original Zelda. Like, especially the English version of the NES Zelda. I think like that game is extra hard because some of the stuff that's supposed to be clues was like mistranslated and stuff.
Absolutely. That game is on my list. I'm trying to make it a personal goal to play through every mainline Zelda game um in like that I haven't played through, and that's on my list. This mongoose, as noted by the 3-digit rupee counter, is a vanilla speedrun. This is the No Major Glitches speedrun tournament. We are deep into the brackets now, having a lot of fun, getting some huge PBs and seeing some real gaming over here. So stick around and you'll know what's in every chest, but we still may surprise you with, I don't know, maybe a little bit of Zelda trivia if you're good.
And maybe if you're not too, but be good.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's really all I can say about it. um,
So we're coming up on the boss of the escape segment. If you consider him a boss, you could consider him a mini boss, but there's a couple different ways to handle him. We're going to see Wera go for 1 pot and 4 slashes, and P-Train go for the 8 slash method.
yeah, there are definitely, I would say, 3 schools of thoughts or 3 options that you have when going for this. Technically, mini boss because he does not appear in reverse boss order. Fun fact.
That's a good way to put it, actually.
The as I call it, the beginner strat for me, and this is me in my opinion, was to throw 2 pots at him.
Very
Uh,
safe. Very easy.
Very safe, very easy. And if I was feeling, a little, squirrely, I would throw the third pot at the green guard. Then,
Yeah.
as we saw from Wera, we threw one pot and then went for 4 slashes. And from PTrain, 8 slashes. If you guys are good at math, which I'm not, you'll probably realize that one pot equals 4 slashes in this case.
Well, I'm glad that you did the math for everyone because we don't want to make our viewers do math. That sounds
Don't worry,
rough.
I wrote it down. I have 3 degrees in music, and my last math class was in 2011, and I got extra credit on the final for drawing a bunny well.
Nice. So,
That's
but
not a joke. That's true.
I believed it. I was just gonna add some commentary about the game. So the thing is, consistency is speed too, right? Like obviously there's faster strats, there's harder strats, but with that ball and chain guard, if you 8-slash him and you clink him a bunch of times or just do it sloppy, it's really easy to be slower than just throwing one pot and doing 4 slashes. So consistency is fast.
If you are interested in seeing where maybe a more novice runner, for example, myself, would bleed time compared to some of these runners or some of the other top level runners. There's a 3 p.m. Eastern time on Sundays, a weekly race, and you can realize that the novice runner, i.e., me, bleeds 15 seconds over the median time in the escape segment. 15 seconds. So those little time losses add up, and we'll see. I'll try and point it out in Tower of Hera, things like bumper skip, where if you get it, great, you're saving some time. And if you don't get it, you're losing time automatically. You would have been safer skipping bumper skipping, as I call it.
Yeah, so this whole segment here is, 15 seconds is a lot of time, but it's also, probably most beginner runners are losing more time in other segments. And I think a lot of people kind of hype that sub-6 escape as a big deal thing. But it's a lot of movement and RNG. And as you get better at learning to react to those RNGs and stuff through practice or just doing a bunch of runs, you do tend to get better at it. And yeah, that's just what happens over time.
Absolutely. And as you may have noticed, this game does have a bevy of RNG happening. Particularly, you can tell from the rats and the snakes that we had in that escape section. But both coming out with a pretty nice time. And
Yeah,
I'm assuming we're going to see both go for the Sanctuary Heart here.
Yeah, and I don't know how far apart they are exactly. PTrain actually is doing kind of a newer thing, which is splitting on the exit of the sanctuary, and that's because of something called rat frames, which if you get it, it makes escape longer, but it makes Eastern shorter, so putting it into this segment kind of makes sense. And you see a few people do that now.
Absolutely. So luckily, a lot of these guards that we're seeing on the overworld, they're kind of dumb. So we're able to somewhat manipulate them so that they never come close to touching us. That in mind, we go to an Octorok screen, and they are particularly frustrating to try and understand. We see P-Train taking a little love tap from an Octo Ball right there as we head towards our lovely Eastern Palace, aptly named.
Yeah, and I watched both of their PBs, which were set this month, kind of synced up, just like we're watching here last night. And, Wera's had a stronger Light World, so I think we could see that possibly from him. And then a stronger Dark World from PTrain could be what we're in for again tonight. Assuming that there's no catastrophes and everything goes as planned and they play to PB pace, which is every race, obviously, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're doing a run and you're not PBing, like, are you even playing the game? That's why the world record is 0.
Yeah, it's a great world record. I don't know if you saw that, but it goes by pretty fast. So we're coming up on one of the sort of first tricks of the game, which is in this room that Wera's in right now. You're supposed to kill 4 Staphos that spawn kind of based on trigger points in the floor, but we can throw pots at their invisible versions and kill 2 of them and trigger the door to open and just save a little bit of time.
Yeah, precise movement stops the other ones from spawning, um, which is always nice. We like that. Overall, though, Eastern Palace is probably one of the more bland, so to say, dungeons. Not too much happens beyond what you would do in a pretty traditional first playthrough. So
It's kind of linear. It's kind of linear, but it can be dangerous, potentially in a speed run.
And we're also about to see them come upon the biggest trick, in my opinion, that we have here.
Right, so they're going to do a little bit of intentional damage to do this room a lot faster. And actually, yeah, Wera's going to grab an extra heart because he's taking a lot of hits, and he's going to grab the other extra heart, and that basically created a lead change, and he's in danger now.
Has to do it traditionally now. So as we saw on PTrain's side of the screen, the optimal strategy is to damage boost off of that Popo.
Yeah, and as we're seeing here, the intended strategy is to kill everything in the room to make the anti-fairies disperse to allow you to hit the switch to spawn the big key. And if you want to know how much time that saves, we're seeing it pretty much right here. That's a pretty big difference here. And Wera's now on that half a heart, and so he's probably thinking about picking up some health somewhere soon. We might see that in Gifted with Greenies in 2 rooms.
So are you telling me that I was right about the name of that enemy because you didn't correct me?
Did you say Popos?
I said Popos.
Oh, you're so good. You got it.
Oh, y'all, thank you so much for this wonderful, wonderful gift. I'm learning.
And so what happened for Wera on his side, that having to do that room that put him behind is a big bummer, but it's not as big of a bummer as dying. And I'm wondering if we're going to see him pick up a heart here. I'm hoping we are, but he's going for it. He knows he's behind, he's going for it. And this cannonball room coming up can be dangerous. So
a lot of RNG.
Let's see what happens here.
Meanwhile, PTrain has a beautiful Armos Knights fight. Hope that our Stalfosi buddies over here are very kind to us. We get 1 heart.
So that gamble looks like it pays off for Wera. He gets through cannonballs okay, which is probably the scariest part if you're going on a half a heart through Eastern.
Absolutely, yeah. And looks like Wera set himself up for a very nice Armos Knights, so yes, love it. Chef's kiss, beautiful.
Yeah, and so, it's something where just a little mistake, pushing an input a little bit wrong can really cost you a lot of time. And it could have been worse if he died. He could have lost minutes, but he lost like 30 seconds over that mistake in that room. And that's kind of how this speedrun is. And, maybe he'll recover and not have more mistakes, and that will be great. That's what we'd love to see.
At this point in the run, we are going to go... I don't know if the library is technically abandoned because of the current happenings in Hyrule, or if it was always just like that. But it is a library with only 1 book, essentially, and we're going to go steal the book.
I know you said that there was story to this game, but what's happening in Hyrule right now? I mean, there's like a lot of guards that are looking for Link, and there's wanted posters for him in the village. But when you go to the village, it seems like they're under normal.
Murdered.
Oh, did that happen to him? I'm sorry to hear that.
Happened, yeah. It's kind of sad for him. And Zelda's in hiding. I see PTrain went for Unholy Spin Speed, but I didn't see it pay off, honestly.
You're not an evangelist of the unholy spin speed, I don't think. That's the vibe I'm getting.
I think so. Here's what I have to say. It is nice when it works. I'm at the level where I'm not doing it right now. Number 1, I'm not consistent. To me, it can be a time loss. Number two, I'm still getting my bearings around where I'm going, and if I have identical movement on that screen between that and pre-Thieves Town, I'm gonna accidentally go into library instead of going past Usain Bolt.
Yeah, I definitely didn't do that last night, but oops.
I promise you that was not a direct at.
I know it wasn't. You would never do such a thing. And if you did, it'd probably still be funny. So we're going to see PTrain enter Desert here, the second real dungeon, third segment of our speed run here. And it's a real showcase for the Pegasus boots that you get from that guy, the elf cowboy or whatever he's called.
Sahasrara.
Thank you.
Say it with me. Sahasrara. Sahasrara.
We're going to have to workshop this off stream for a little bit. I can't right now.
I can write it in IPA for you. Okay, yeah, that's the response I expected.
Just want to give you all a heads up, we're having a bit of stream issues at the moment. I'm going to take the stream down for a moment, be right back, and hopefully that will fix everything. So, panic a little bit, not a lot.
Blue and I are we're just having a great time.
Yeah, sit tight, folks. We'll just keep talking like you were here. And we'll miss you.
So,